Mhm.
Do not let men move in with you.
Yeah, don't.
Do not let men move in with you. Y'all, your vagina should be drier than the Sahara Desert from letting a man, just picture this, POV. Got this big, tall, grown ass man coming in your shit with some slides on and some fucking Adidas socks, carrying a U-Haul box. Talk about, so where should I put my stuff? You sliding your shit off in the down in the closet to make room for his things. Like, that is the most unattractive thing. Imagine having a conversation with a man who's like, okay, so like, how you want to do this money shit? You want to, I'm gonna, put money on the bills, and I could pay the water. Like, y'all vaginas aren't dry. That is the most unattractive thing, is a man riding off what I got. I don't know where we lost our way, but that used to be a turn off. Look, back in the day, look, my uncle used to say, he'll be like, y'all out here doing this for a Chanel bag. When we was growing up, baby, we was doing this. We had houses, we was buying women cars, fur coats, and we were taking care of kids that weren't even ours. Okay, we had side women, we had multiple families, okay? And y'all out here y'all letting men move in with y'all, helping them get a job, doing all this stuff. No way, Jose. I don't know where that came from, but that is the most like, you want to move into my place? Hey y'all, welcome back to Dear Tisia. Did y'all miss me? Oh, last week I was a little, but I'm not gonna do that to y'all anymore. And I promise y'all, I think I'm gonna give y'all a little bonus episode. So we're gonna jump right into it. We have some subscriptions reminders, okay? Follow Dear Tisia podcast on Apple and Spotify and leave us a 5-star review. We also need you to subscribe to the Relationship Restored and Dear Tisia YouTube channel, which is under Tisia XBS. We're going to have a lot of fun things happening, our Dear Tisia live, as well as just some vlogs and, spend the day with me type of stuff. We're trying to get to 10K subscribers. This is actually quite pathetic, y'all. Please stop playing with me. Like, we just need to get there, okay? And I know that we will. We're gonna introduce our peanut gallery. Is back. Y'all loved her. Also, are blondes having more fun right now?
I think so.
Stacey, your hair.
Thank you.
It's just, look, blondes are having more fun. This was not planned, okay? We both showed up like, new hair, who this? Period. Okay, it looks really. I was like, that's your color.
Thank you, and yours
Period.
looks fabulous too.
Clock
Thank you for having
clock
me back.
If y'all don't know, my good friend here, she is a matchmaker for professional Black women in the DMV area. You just expanded to what city?
No, we're in Atlanta. We're
Atlanta.
Chicago, East Coast. If you're in the East Coast.
Ooh, Chicago, Atlanta,
New York.
So New York. If y'all looking to, okay, she gonna get you all the way right and weed out all the crazies and put you together with somebody that's right in line with what you want. Okay, look, Carpe Diem. We'll put all the information there. Anywho, our listener reviews. Tisia be knowing, and I do love that this is in a podcast form, so I can listen all day. Tisia knows what she's talking about. So smart. I ain't telling what I heard. I'm telling what I know. Okay, exactly. Now we have our voicemail number 1. Why am I leading the relationship?
Dear Tisia, I've been dating a guy for about 8 months now, and we met through work, and he had just gotten out of a 10-year relationship prior to us dating. And we've been dating, and everything has been going smooth. He's been providing all the dates, like, as a man should. But somehow my instincts or something just is telling me that he's just also very passive. With the holidays coming up, he hasn't asked me what I want for Christmas yet, but my birthday is a month away from Christmas and he has asked me about what I wanted to do for that. But in certain things that he does, I just feel like he's not fully letting me in emotionally, and he's passive. Like, I said I love you first. I kind of defined the relationship first. I'm the one thinking, well, like, Christmas is coming up, like, what does he want for, and like, he hasn't asked me. So it's just like, I feel like he does all the things, like, we see each other and everything, but I feel like it's still lacking, like, initiative on his part. Passive, like, I feel like he invests more time and plans with his friends than he does with me. I don't know, some part of me feels like he's lacking leadership, initiative, you know, emotionally leading the relationship in terms of saying I love you or defining it. So those are the doubts that I have in my relationship, and I'm concerned if I should continue or if this is going to grow into a deeper problem down the line.
Sometimes when you stop doing the work, you'll realize you're in a relationship by yourself. Just pull back a little bit, lean back. Lean back. Come on. Look, lean back a little bit. So you can see if you're in a relationship by yourself. I always say, baby, you plan that trip. You plan that vacation. You define the relationship. You say, next thing you know, if you were to take out all the things that you've done,
Nothing.
You had nothing. You had no relationship. Also, let's not forget that she said that he was in a relationship for 10 years before. He's tired. No man wants to be in a 10-year relationship and jump into something with you. And I think that should have been kind of a red flag a little bit, just to give him a little break and see how he wants to refresh the new relationship. I wonder if you kind of ask some questions like, what did you learn from your past relationship? What would you want to keep and what would you want to do differently? Girl, you got to know what happened if that person been in 10 years and letting them jump into the relationship with you, because I feel like men can run out of steam. And so that kind of relationship way sticks on you. And then you don't realize that, well, maybe I don't like that. Maybe you don't even have enough energy to give a new round to a new person because you've been in something for so long. What are your thoughts?
So I feel like she gave a little bit of conflicting perspective on the relationship, where it's like, are you giving him the space to lead? And maybe you guys just are not on the same page, because it sounds like on some aspects, he's doing the things, right? We're seeing each other. He asked me about my birthday, but he hasn't asked me about Christmas. And so I think that people have varying attachment styles, and maybe hers is more of like an anxious one, where in your mind, he can't read your mind, right? And so in your mind, things aren't going at the pace and the speed that they should, but in his mind, potentially things are going like great, right? Like he is showing you that he cares and things like that. And so to me, I'm kind of like, it's something where it's like, do you not feel comfortable having this conversation with him at this stage of like, hey, like I'm enjoying getting to know you. Obviously, I love you. I told you I love you first, but like these are some things that like are concerning to me, and just kind of see if there's any changed behavior, or maybe because you just don't know. He could just be very oblivious, or it could be that you're doing too much of the driving and you just need to kind of fall back. But if you're in a committed relationship, do you have the the security within that relationship to now have this conversation if it's really bothering you to this degree?
That is so good. And aside from just kind of pulling back and like seeing what the relationship is without you, I think a lot of times we're so quick to fix. And I think it is one of the biggest mistakes that women make, because you actually don't get to audit the relationship appropriately. You're so quick to like fill in the empty space. And I say this a lot, like when you go out on dates with a guy, and I had this, my friend was like, oh my gosh, like all of my dates have just been going so well. And I was like, bitch, it's you. You're the drama. You're the excitement here. If you just like sit in the awkward space, you will see that he's not that fucking interesting. And you're the reason why you're having all the good dates. It's the same thing when you have like, he didn't bring up my birthday yet. He didn't bring up Christmas yet. You start filling in the spaces, and then you, as you said, you're leading and driving because you didn't want to sit in the awkwardness. And sometimes, again, he could just be a little delayed, a little aloof. He just really doesn't know. But you got to give people time to work it, and women will jump right in. Oh, okay, you haven't planned my birthday yet. I want to go to Bermuda. I want to go to Aruba. I bought tickets, and all you look, pay me back, and you never get that money back either. Okay, I didn't plan it all. You didn't want to sit in the silence. And I think that it's actually so important because it gives you a clear picture of what is going on. I think also women have to get comfortable with flexing their communication muscle. We will, and I know it's, if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to, you could tell him and then he can do it as well. You get what I'm saying? And so it's not always if he wanted to, he would. It's also like, did you tell him? Did you, present it to him? Did you drop a little hint? Like, not everybody is trying to starve you out. And so I think that that's a thing as well. We have to get more comfortable with flexing our communication muscles. How you practice is how you play. There's a lot of women out here like, oh, I want to be a wife in 2026. I'm going to get married. Baby, you can't even. Hello, you got to get that package together where you know how to communicate, you know how to be patient, you know how to talk to somebody without being in an argument or fighting or shutting down or hanging up on people. Y'all can't even do that yet. And you talk about, so in 2026, I'm going to give me a ring. Like, you have to flex these muscles. And this could simply be a case of, girl, let him know. Let him know.
And you know what's so interesting is, like, she said I love you first. Does that mean that he's also said that I love you? Like, he has expressed it, like, in response. And to me, I'm also like, you don't know what behaviors and patterns he learned from being in a 10-year relationship, right? So he's been trained by a whole different person.
Yes.
And now he's back in the wild and dating and with you, right? And so a lot of times you have behaviors that are attached to the way that you moved with the partner that you were with for so long. And maybe that pacing and the communication style that he had with his former partner, it just doesn't work, right, for your new relationship. But he hasn't learned, right, that transition with you. And so you're going to have to do some work. I mean, think about doing a job for 10 years and then switching and going and doing a whole new different job, right? Like, you need some training. Right. And so if you're not, like, you going back to your point, if you don't have those communication skills and you're not willing to flex them to see if the relationship can really develop to what it is that you want and you need, then, it may not, be on good footing.
And some women are also, they care more about the journey and the process than the actual outcome. Like, I dated this guy and he was a you plan, I pay type of guy, right? And it was like, he didn't plan shit, but he always paid. And to me, I got to do all the things that I wanted. But some other women would maybe feel like, well, you're not intentional. Bitch, I don't care if he planned it or not. I'm there. We're there. I'm going. And I got to do all the things I want. He paid the tab. And some people may feel like, okay, well, he's not intentional. He's just not that into you. And I think the same thing could happen in relationships. Like, the outcome could actually be what you want. But some women put more of an emphasis on if he planned it, if he, he was the one to, think about these things. And I think it just really depends on the person. But the reality of it is that the outcome could actually be what you want. Exactly. And I think being flexible in the process, in the journey, as it attached to the outcome, is actually very helpful. It's like, do you care that you got the bag? Or you care that he didn't think about it? Do you care that you had to create a vision board for it and put a Pinterest and I don't mind those kind of things if it's gonna give me what I want, okay, know. And again, like, I don't want you to be that aloof where you don't know anything about me, you don't know anything of the things that I like to think about it on your own. But I don't mind I plan, you pay.
Yep. And it's not
I don't mind it at all.
It's not to make excuses for his behavior if he fails to make any changes after you express it, but it's just to let you know that they can't read minds, right? And different strokes for different folks, different relationship dynamics work for different couples. And so you have to establish that dynamic that you want in your relationship. And I love that. It's like, hey, am I getting out of this what it is that I need? And do I feel fulfilled? And I can have that conversation with you. All right, then I'm good.
And the reality of it is also too is that not in this I'm the prize mode, but some men are more comfortable with the direction and the leading. Look, y'all, I'm not talking to him no more, but once upon a time I was dating this guy, listen, not that long ago. And he was just like, all the relationships that I've been in, it was like, I just kind of woke up and I was in a relationship. The woman was like, hey, this what we about to do. And when he got there, he performed though. You get what I'm saying? Like, some men really just want you to tell them what to do. And I think the woman will feel like you're leading them, right? Or like you're forcing it or something like that. But some of these men is like, hey, tell me what to do and I'll do it and I'll do it well. Right. So I think it depends on what part of the journey that you care about, because he was like, Tisia, the door been open. Like, the window was cracked. All you had to do was come up in here. And I was like, do I look like a burglar to you? Do I look like I want to climb through a window to come get you? No, I don't. But he was like, look, this could have been a whole another way. I just wasn't comfortable with dragging this man over my way. But I do think that he would have performed very well had I just dropped a little crumbs. And he'd have been like, oh, this is what you want me to do. Some women, look, a lot of marriages floating off of that structure. Okay, the woman told the man what to do. The man does it. He does it well, and everybody's happy. So the notes for her is to communicate, tell him how you're feeling about it, give a little bit more room for him to actually make some adjustments, and let's see if you see some change behavior. I think change behavior is a green flag. So those are our thoughts, girl. Anyway, okay. Voice number 2. Why are men lying about things that don't matter?
Mm.
Dear Tisia, I'm really enjoying your podcast. I'm so happy to be a part of the group. I have a question about little white lies. I would love to hear your take about it. I find that as I'm getting a little older and maturing in my relationships and my seeking relationships, I am not tolerant of little white lies anymore. What's your take? And when I mean little white lies, I mean something like stating that they went to the gym that day, but they actually didn't, or stating that they didn't eat all day, but they did have lunch. Something that doesn't need to be lied about. I'm not understanding why men feel the need to do this. Thank you for taking my question.
I think it's actually a mental illness. I think that it's giving serial killer. Let me tell y'all how afraid I am of liars. I cannot stand a liar. And I think the little white lies to me are worse than bigger lies because this is like incorporated in your everyday life and it's your instinct. It's innately in you to fabricate the truth. And I think that there's something very unwell about that. I think that little white lies, my mother used to always say, a killer will kill and a thief will steal, but you never know where you stand with a liar. Lying is so tricky. It is so dangerous. And you really just don't know what that person is capable of. And also to her point, like things that really don't matter. And so to me, that's indicative of a very big, more like internal problem. It's almost like, are you getting some type of kick out of me believing the lie? You know, like also we watch a lot of true crime. A lot of true crime. And a lot of times it's like the fear that gets the like, you know, the murderer up and out. Like it's the sentiments that come attached to the actual act, you know. And so I feel like people that lie, they're getting a kick out of getting away with it. And also when you lie, you have to keep lying and you have to remember the lie. And I think that to fill your day up with those type of things, something isn't really well about that. And I would personally, I don't know, that is a huge, child, I'm going through this right now, a huge red flag to be a liar. It's so icky. One time I had a guy say that he was going to rent a car, and then he said that he lost his license or something like that. And I forgot, he ended up getting the car, and it wasn't that, oh, he said that his license expired. And then I overheard him talking to somebody else, and he said that he lost the license. And so I just was like, yeah, like you said that your license expired, which is why you couldn't rent the car.
Now
now it's that you lost the license.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah, I feel like the little white lies are motivated probably more by like internally. You know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying about being a little bit serial killer-ish, but it's like even for your example, right? It's like, is that like to save face, right? Because they don't want you to know that they're incompetent and actually lost their license, right? So I think sometimes you tell a little white lie because you want to impress the person, you want to save face with the person, right? Like, and it's a more reflection on you internally than it is like a literal act of trying to be deceptive, right? Even though ultimately it is deception. For me, I feel like at our big age, there's no reason to be lying, even about the smallest things, because what can I do to you, right? Like I do not pay you, right? Like I cannot punish you. I cannot put you, like it's more of a personal security thing. Like, are you secure with yourself to be like, oh yeah, I haven't been to the gym in 2 weeks. I know I need to show up, right? But like instead you're like, oh yeah, I went today. And it's like, why'd you feel like you needed to lie like to the person that you're talking to? And so I feel like, I don't know if it's like something that stems from people's childhood or why they feel like they have to impress, right, like other people. And it's interesting because a lot of times it's not to get out of trouble, right? It's not to avoid, you know what I'm saying, like it's not to avoid some danger or something like that. It's literally for no reason, right? Like just because you don't want to admit the reality of your situation, and maybe it's more about your inability to accept what that means, right, about you as a person. And so I completely agree. Huge red flag. We're adults, right? Like we should be able to take accountability for your actions, and you should be okay with the person that you're engaging with knowing your real comings and goings, and you know what it is that you do. And if you're not okay with that, then you're probably interacting with the wrong person, and you haven't done the work that you need to be also really secure with yourself.
Do you think that some men want to kind of like almost like a hazing and a fishing to create this kind of reality to like test and see what the woman's gonna do? Because things like I didn't eat all day. It's like, are you trying to see if I'm gonna
Send you some food.
like send you some food, or like, oh, like how nurturing some I don't know. I feel like with so much relationship talk on the internet that some people are almost like creating fake situations, or just like almost like creating an identity in a reality for themselves to kind of incorporate somebody else into it. Like I'm almost wondering, like, is he kind of like testing her or seeing how she handles certain situations? I don't know. So many. I don't put nothing past anybody. It's a lot of weird things going on out here. But I think to your point about being attached to their identity and like, is there something going on with them or something that they can't feel comfortable in? But I just think lying is baseline manipulative. And no matter if you're trying to manipulate yourself, trying to manipulate your reality, trying to manipulate me,
The
like
person, yeah.
lying is manipulative. You're hiding the truth for the sake of an outcome.
Yes.
Like you want some kind of outcome. And what people don't understand too is that lying also is controlling, because now you want to control how somebody feels. You want to control what people think of you. You want to control how people react to you and how people treat you, which is, or what people think of you, which is why you lie. And so there's, again, child, true crime. There's some control there. There's some manipulation, insecurities, and those are all character traits of the Kill Jeffrey Dahmer. All them, y'all seen that documentary? I think it's just so tricky.
And I think this also, to your point, is it's a difference between you misremember something, because I've said before I haven't eaten anything all day, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I had a banana, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
right,
like you misremembering something versus you have a pattern of deception, right? Like you have a pattern of telling little white lies to tweak reality and people's perception of you, right, in order to, for whatever your ultimate motivation is, are kind of two different things. And so I don't know if she's kind of like, you know, I'm on the lookout for like any incongruent statement, right, like that may be made very early on. But you know, I think that, you know, there's a difference between like literally just misremembering something, right, because I don't have the best memory, so I will definitely say something and I'd be like, that wasn't meant to deceive you. I just literally have a horrible memory, versus it being like, no, I really was just fabricating the situation.
Also the little white lies, but I'm not sure if you experienced this, but I have, where the person is so, they just really don't want to let you down. And so the lies that they tell are just like these big things happening to them that did not happen. And so it's like, well, I don't want to tell you that I'm not going to be able to come to your birthday party. So I'm going to tell you that my tire blew off and I'm on the side of the road, and, you know, I was in the hospital, and, you know, like my dog died, and I like, it's always these grand things because they want to make it so that like, you have to understand.
Right.
And I think that's also concerning too, because I think it takes you a little bit from reality. Like there are ups and downs or things you're not going to be able to do. And so I also would feel leery that I don't know, that you had a like normal baseline, right? That everything, why is all these grand things happening to
it's
you?
always
It's like,
something.
And it's like really big things. And so I feel like your barometer is off. Like you will be extreme when things don't need to be extreme, and when things need to be normal, you wouldn't anyways.
Lord. Don't lie, y'all.
Yeah, I personally would think that was very alarming to little white lies, and I think it will pop up and show itself in different aspects of your relationship. Girl, run. Okay. Third voicemail. Dear Tisia, he's great to me, but do I even like him?
Dear Tisia, I just wanted to write you and ask you about help in my little situation that I'm in. This guy that I've been seeing now for a little bit, he's super consistent, very nice, pays for my meals, obviously, holds doors open, very consistent, checks on me throughout the day, like just all around treats me very well. But I don't know if I like him as a person. Like some of the things he says are just off putting. He's not rude, he's not mean. We have a great time together every single time we hang out, but I just can't tell if I like him. Like, am I afraid of commitment, or is who he is different than how he treats me? Is it a mask that will come down? I don't know. I can't tell if I like him, but I like the way he treats me. So it's just difficult right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting more and more comfortable with bowing out over the small things, right? Okay. So first of all, there is a are you just comfortable with chaos, right? If you've done the work, which at first I used to think like, oh, I'm not liking the nice guys because I got daddy issues. I've had bad breakups and things like that. And I have trust issues and just haven't really healed, right? I used to think that that's kind of why I didn't really like the nice guys. But once I did the work and went to go pay the lady, I started thinking, oh, this was like an intuition thing. This is not really compatible. And I think that little things that like, he's not rude, but I don't really like his personality. And to me, that is something to pay attention to.
Right.
And especially in this day and age where people are getting older, I just want you to spend more time settling in the right category, right? And I think that those little things, to me, like my gut is just going off. And I think I've told this story before. I was dating this guy one time and he was very same thing, paid for my meals, very mature, courted me, really a nice guy. But he just was so strict and so stern about certain things. And it really made me feel unsafe, actually. Like I remember coming to his house and he had like a 4-story townhome. And so his kitchen was on the second floor. His bedroom was on the third floor. So I go and I had got some Ann pizza because it was late at night. Child, look, it clearly was a sneaky link because I was over there about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I got in the Ann's pizza and I ate my food or whatever. And I got in, went up to his room, got in my robe, got in the bed or whatever. And he was like, I heard you scratching my floors down there. And it was just like these, and I get it. Like, yeah, he was a new home owner, but it was just like, oh, don't put your hands on my wall and get like, finger. But it was just like little bitty things. I wanted to make him these salads and because he was paying for them every week and I wanted to make him these salads. He was paying like $14 for a salad every day. And I was like, oh, I can get you these groceries or whatever. And so I'm like, hey, can you come down and get the groceries? And he's like, well, groceries, what did you get? And I was like, oh, I went to the store and I got you the stuff for the salads. And this man said, the next time you go to the store, you need to let me know that you're going. And I was like, girl, I left that shit in the fucking car. I said, oh, no. I get up to the door. He's like, where are the groceries? I thought we were going to get the groceries. And I said, I left them in the car. Don't worry about it. I'm cool off of you. He's like, no, no, no. Let's go get them. Let's go get them. Girl, this man starts picking through the bag. And he says, did you get the broccoli? Exactly. This is why I told you that type of shit.
Yeah, that's
he
crazy.
Was sweet. He was, he was taking care of me. He was nice. Quality of life would have been good. He spoke different. Like, he spoke French and shit. Like, he was on paper, but it was like them little bitty thing, and it really made me feel unsafe, and it made me feel like I would be miserable being with him. And I'm sorry, and maybe it's being a little dramatic, stuff like that. I feel like that's like a paper trail of things leading to that like little gut feeling where something isn't quite off about him. And that's actually how a lot of things start. They start off by being charming and then they can't hold it though. That's what I'm saying. A love bomber can't hold it. Like they start off being sweet, and then boom. They pop out. And I feel like it could be that. And I think you should, in terms of like compatibility and what you want to do, I think you should pay attention to stuff like that.
I'm 100% on your side. I've been similarly in the situations where, you with somebody who's trying to, move you out the country, get married and all this. And you're just like, I actually love the way you treat me, but there is something off about our connection.
Mhm.
And I was like, I can't tell if it's because you're foreign and I'm, you know what I'm saying? We just got different communication styles, but something about some of the things that you say don't sit with me right.
Yes.
And I don't know if that is you trying to humble me on the sly on certain things, or you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like you just trying to, like, it's the control thing, or like what is it? You know how people will try to say stuff to like bring down your confidence a little bit, and it's like real kind of subtle.
Yes.
And then you know what I'm saying, like, but you kind of like, okay, I definitely peeped that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
What was that?
Hold on now.
Hold on. Right. And so you get confused because you're like, oh my gosh, you're doing all of these things that are amazing, but something is not right about the way I feel with you. And I think that it should be paramount when you're talking about potentially being in a relationship with someone and spending forever with them. Do you feel like the best version of yourself with them, right? Like, do they make you feel like you are amazing, you can do anything, you know what I'm saying, you can achieve anything? And like the way that they talk to you and the way they communicate with you should be with respect, with caring, kindness, right? And because that's how your dynamic in your relationship should be. And so it doesn't matter if it does matter that he does those things, because you should be with a partner that does like the doors and the paying for things and the really caring, but you cannot not have that other piece where the dynamic between the two of you is really solid and you're excited about seeing him. Girl, you about to just be, you know what I'm saying, you about to be miserable. Your food gonna be paid for, but you gonna be miserable. Like, just pay your own tab. Like, and I think sometimes women, we get into like a scarcity mindset, like, oh, I've been looking for a guy that like does all these things and I haven't found him, right? And now this guy does all these things that I've been like lacking, but you know, I'm missing this connection here. It's okay. You have to have, I think we talked about last time, you have to have abundance mindset of like, let this person go and take from the experience. Like, I learned something about myself that I want these things that he did. I want this in my forever partner, and you got to move on.
But I think too, as all of that, no notes on that. But it's also about what people put in the 20. You know, there's this whole thing like, oh, take the 80, leave the 20. Baby, if that 20 is him yelling at you and being disrespectful and even just like making you feel unsafe, making you feel bad about yourself, and you got all, I don't know. I'm a firm believer in when people say take the 80, you know, and you know, leave the 20. If something in that 20 weigh like 100, I'm done. You get what I'm saying? Like, people put things in the 20 that should actually outweigh any of the shit that was in the 80. Because some of those, and it could be minuscule things. When you look at its composition in that 20, it could probably feel like a 5 out of 20. But I'm telling you, like, those little isms, and you'll think like, oh, I have 80 of all of these great things. It's some shit in that 20 that really should be outweighing all of the 80. You got to look at what did you put in the 20. And a lot of times women get so overwhelmed by the 80 that there are things in the 20 that I'm telling you, baby, it may not come now, but it may come later. And there's something in that 20 that's going to take out everything. Good thing that he ever did for you, right? And it's the negging, it's the demeaning behavior, it's the disrespect, it's his disregard. It's always tell women there's some real tricky things you gotta look out for. And one of them is, if you are with a man and you start crying and this nigga don't even budge, he don't put a hand on your shoulder, he not like, oh my gosh, baby, are you okay? A man looking at you cry with a stale face is one of the big. Did y'all see that shit? Is that on the red flag? Y'all see that shit with Ray J and that girl, and they was on live playing on stream playing that thing, and that girl started crying, and he said, "Don't nobody care if you crying. You could cry. Go ahead and cry." That is a complete red flag. Another one is a man flat out ignoring you. You ever seen somebody just on their phone, you talking to them like, do you hear me? Do you hear me? And even if y'all are in an argument, a man stalemate ignoring you is a complete, girl, I got a whole list of them. But I'm telling you, like, if those are your things that are in the 20, I promise you it will rise up like the Incredible Hulk and knock out the 80% that you ever thought you had with this man. So pay attention to the 20s. And I feel like that little something ain't.
Yep, listen to your intuition.
Listen to it. Listen to it, girl. I think you absolutely right. Listen to your intuition. And honestly, I mean, he okay. He don't sound that great. I'm paying for food. Like, they just like, baby, get your own food. Get your own food. Anyways, one of my favorite segments is our Bitch You Smell Good. And this should be the browner one. that you have.
Yes.
Now, y'all swear I never doing no affordable fragrances. The funniest thing is that oh, everybody's in this room. We were at Dre's birthday party, and your sister was like, "Oh my gosh, do you love Lattafa?" Blah blah blah. I have purchased this fragrance probably 5 to 6 times, and didn't even realize that I ran out of it. So when we were at the birthday party, your sister mentioned it, and I bought it again. Okay, but anyways, this is very affordable. It's like I think under 30 or 40 bucks. I think it's like 20 something dollars. But anyways, this is Lattafa Ajwad. It
Girl,
is
as soon as
so
I
good.
sprayed it.
It is
Soon
so
as I
good.
sprayed it.
It's too good, y'all. I'm telling.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you what I heard, baby. This is too good, and it will last forever. Everybody will smell you. Okay. The top notes are fruity notes, often described broadly as a mix of sweet fruits. Then we have jasmine and rose, and some versions of cinnamon. And then the base is the big dogs: cedarwood, sandalwood, amber, vanilla, and musk. And the bottle is just like really,
Beautiful.
really pretty. I'm telling y'all, this, and Lattafa is known for a lot of like Middle Eastern, Arabian kind of fragrances. So I think a lot of people think it's like a, that musk smell. It's not. This is just
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is
Look, I already
too
had on 3 fragrances. I still was like, you know
It's too
what?
good.
Let me go
I'm
ahead.
telling you, it is too good. And it's very, very affordable. But I also think that it's grown. So if you would always say, oh, you fruity floral hoes. Okay. If you a fruity floral girl that's just like, Bath and Body Works, Rose, and gardenia. I think it's a little grown, but it does come. The top notes are very fruity. Ugh, it's so good, y'all. It's so good. Okay.
Get this.
Where's our other one, Dre? Oh, that's for the next episode. Duh.
but
Don't worry about me. Look at me. I'm like, where's our next fragrance? Okay, y'all. This one is so good. So good. Ajwad by Lattafa. Get it off Amazon. It's about, literally, I promise you, it's like under $40. Probably under $30. Anyways, our red flag report. The smooth criminal move in. Ladies, a man on Facebook named Murray Banks has gone viral for laying out an actual step-by-step guide on how to move into your house without ever discussing it with you. Yes, seriously, here's the playbook proudly shared by this man, okay? He says, stay the night casually. Start within one to 2 nights a week, then casually bump it up to 3 to 4. Let her get used to your presence so she doesn't notice it when you become permanent. The second step is the gradual essentials drop off. Leave little things, a toothbrush, a hoodie, body wash, stuff that makes sense. If she doesn't complain or says you might as well leave that there, that's your green light. It is getting cold outside. It's snowing today in DC area, y'all. So this is our first snowfall. I could see, look, a lot of men gonna be up
It's
here.
the
A lot of
homosexual era.
homeless people. Okay, be useful. Third step, be useful. Take out the trash, help with groceries, cook a little, clean, make her feel like you're adding value to the home so she doesn't question your growing presence. Step 4, watch for comfort cues. She starts giving you a drawer. Leaving a key out, referring to things as ours. That's your signal you're almost in. Oh my, who's this man? Just trifling. Don't put this on the internet. The smooth criminal moving. This is step 5. The smooth criminal moving. Leave your game console. That's why I don't date men that play games. I don't date any. If you a gamer, I'm cool off you. Leave your game console so it's connected to the Wi-Fi. Bring a full suitcase and say it's just laundry. Before she knows it, it's clothes. It's in her closet. It's yours too. Step 6, win over the kids. If she has kids, bring chips and juice. Get cool with them so they vouch for you. According to Murray, be expecting her to give you her EBT card real soon. Now we get it. Now we see what this is about. Final step: start getting mail sent there.
Yeah, girl.
Once your wardrobe
you can get them
is
out
in,
from court that way.
Exactly. And mail starts showing up. Boom. Congratulations on your new apartment, my brother. Red flag question. What does comfortably close turn into calculated? When does comfortably close turn into calculated control? How do you tell the difference between a man making himself at home and a man making a home out of you? Let me tell you this. You see how strategic and how plotted out this was. What we're not talking about here is that these men have sniffed out a particular kind of woman. Okay, this is because, baby, as soon as you you got to come up out my crib. That's it.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep.
Even now to this day, a man ain't never spent the night in my house. I don't let men in my bed. I don't let men play around. I don't let men come over and get that cozy with me. Literally got a brand new king size bed. Not a man ever been in that bed. Okay. I think that is so important because these men are looking for specific type of women. When you give off the energy that you're looking to make a home, this is a specific kind of woman that's welcoming energy that they're not even. I feel like these type of women oftentimes don't have a lot of emotion. They're vibrating low, a little low self-esteem. They oftentimes are, even um not in the best position financially. So all of a sudden they think that this man being in their house is gonna help them split the duties and the bills, which is absolutely true. You was paying them bills before that man got there. And I just feel like they're also sussing out a particular type of woman because there's only a specific kind of woman that's gonna let you move in. But also, and this ain't no shit, y'all know I'm a girl's girl, but he mentioned the EBT and the kids and things like that. And I feel like he know what he like, oh, let me go find one of these women who think and a man ain't gonna want them with 2-3 kids. Let me go find one of these women who think that, like, they low on their luck and they need some man to come be a father figure, or they just want partnership. Like, this is a very particular kind of woman that he's talking about. What do you think?
100% agree. I'm team, I don't live with no man until we are married. And so we got to be either very much engaged and the wedding date is set and planned and we booked the venue before I even would consider thinking about living with a man. Just because I don't think that women should live with men before marriage. And so if that's your goal, right? If your goal is to get married, and statistically, I believe that plays out. Like, you're more likely to get a divorce if you live with your partner before you get married.
You know that people have said this is
Yes.
the opposite, and I think that we live in a culture now where a lot of, like, the traditional girls are being shamed, and it's like now you have these men like, well, I don't know you, so I live with you. How am I gonna know if I
Figure it
could deal
out.
with you if you at my house all the time? Actually, well, we don't go over. It's all this. Well, you gotta test ride it first, or you need a test trial first. I'm the same as you. Like, look, call me a nun, call me traditional. I don't care. I'm not into the whole shacking up thing.
You have to maintain your own domicile. I do not care if you at my house for 3 days in a row or I'm at your place for 4 days in a row after that. You have to maintain your own space and I have to maintain my own space. And for people who are like, well, you just don't know someone, it's a completely different thing once you live with them, plus or minus 10%. Plus or minus 10% of whatever it is that you're seeing is the reality of what it is. So if you go to his place and it's kind of clean, you know what I'm saying? He got his stuff kind of straightened up, the shower kind of clean, it's dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's typically 10% worse, right, than what it is that you're seeing if you're only periodically, like, in their space, because they can clean up, they have time to kind of get that together, right? So you just have to mentally make these notes of, okay, what is it that I'm likely getting into in the long run? And I think that women also, and I think that you're right about the certain type of woman that will let a man move in. And I think that there are also women that are on the opposite spectrum, have to be careful about a man that wants to move you into his place prematurely. That's the position that I've been in more frequently, where it's kind of like, oh, well, when are you gonna, like, move in? Like, when are you gonna start, doing certain things around, like, his place? And I'm kind of like, never, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that it can be on both spectrums. I think, like, his stuff is diabolical, but I also think that on the other end of the spectrum, there are men that actually have their stuff together, and women will get flattered by that concept of, oh no, I'm moving into his place and he's paying, for everything, and I'm going into it. But I'm like, no, but now you're about to be doing all them wifely duties, right? And cooking and cleaning and all this extra labor, and you're potentially negatively impacting the longevity of your relationship by, going into his space. So all of it can be a little tricky, a little murky. I definitely think that women, we need to be careful on both sides of the spectrum, and the best bet from my perspective is just to maintain your own domicile.
Absolutely, but I also don't know where we lost our way. Do not let men move in with you.
Yeah, don't.
Do not let men move in with you. Your vagina should be drier than the Sahara Desert from letting a man, just picture this, POV, got this big, tall Grown ass man coming in your shit with some slides on and some fucking Adidas socks, carrying a U-Haul box. Talk about some, where should I put my stuff? You sliding your shit off in the closet, no, down in the closet to make room for his things. Like, that is the most unattractive thing. Imagine having a conversation with a man who's like, okay, so like, how you want to do this money shit? You want to, I'm going to, put money on the bills and, I could pay the water. Like, y'all vaginas aren't dry. That is the most unattractive thing, is a man riding off what I got. I don't know where we lost our way, but that used to be a turnoff. Look, back in the day, look, my uncle used to say, he'll be like, y'all out here doing this for a Chanel bag. When we was growing up, baby, we was doing this. We had houses. We was buying women cars, fur coats, and we were taking care of kids that weren't even ours. Okay, we had side women. We had multiple families, okay? And y'all out here y'all letting men move in with y'all, helping them get a job, doing all this stuff. No way, Jose. I don't know where that came from, but that is the most, like, you want to move into my place?
You're not talking about how we're building together and we're going to find a new spot that fits both of us because we are moving into a new chapter of our relationship, marriage, or whatever it is, right? That's not the conversation. The conversation is, how can we get all my stuff into the spot that you already got all your stuff? Like, no.
Well, I'm the homeowner. Yeah. I'm the homeowner. This was my forever home. Find another forever home.
Yes.
Sell it. Rent it out. He needs to provide you shelter. That's it. You should be moving into something that and people think I'm crazy. They're like, oh, why aren't you on a homeowner? Why aren't you a homeowner? Look, hey, I'm moving into my husband's shit. And I firmly believe that whatever I get for a house will be my investment property. And you always see these women now, look, this how we got in this situation. Now everybody's so goddamn independent. Everybody's so, sorry, y'all. Everybody's so dang on independent. And we got into this situation because now the women are like, well, I got it. I got it. I got my own house. Ladies, don't wait until a man, you don't need a man to become a homeowner. You don't need a family. And granted, that's all cool. But now I'm 37 and I'm not a homeowner. I just feel like I'm gonna wait till I move into my husband's shit. I feel like I'm gonna be apartment hunting, bouncing around until I'm gonna let him put his name on the deed. Oh, well, you gonna leave and you ain't gonna have nothing. Hey.
And don't let them send no mail to your house. I've been watching them stories. That's how they then claim that they actually really do live there, and you got to go through eviction processes and everything. Thing. Don't let them send no mail to your house. Yes.
And that when it comes, even with abusive situations, when it comes to domestic violence and you call the police and they know that man is getting mail there, they're going to be like, ma'am, you have to go to a civil court or something like that. I don't know. I'm not independent at all. I've been doing all this work for all this time, and I feel like the moment that I meet a man, I'm on what you on. I'm living off you, and I'm living off of you. But I just want him to lead me and shepherd me into his life. You can't move up in here. Please stop letting men move in with y'all. It just it never. It's something ain't right about that. Okay. Don't let a man move in with you. It's terrible. Terrible. I've heard so many horror stories about letting men move in with you. It's hard to, get them out. It's hard to break the lease. It's hard to, rebuild your life. It's just not a good idea. I think if anything, move to his place and don't split the rent. Anyways, I'm so glad to be back, y'all. That was fun. We will see you next time on Dear Tisia, and don't forget to subscribe to our channels.